Hello po, magandang tanghali para sa inyong lahat and welcome po sa ating Midday Boost program ngayong Friday. And ngayon po yung huling program natin sa week na ito. Pero itong message natin, pinagpapatuloy pa rin natin yung chapter 2. Pero bago natin pag-usapan yan, please i-share nyo po yung link ng program para sa lahat, para sa family members ninyo, para sa mga bago pa lang sa church, sa mga na-invites ninyo. Let's share yung link ng program para sa lahat, para po sa pamamagitan ng program na ito, yung Diyos gamitin yung program na ito para abutin yung mga tao, para manumbalik sila sa Panginoon. And habang sinishare nyo po yung link ng program na ito, gusto ko lang pong i-remind kayo na later on, meron po tayong prayer of agreement, yung journey of faith. Kayo po nakasali nitong campaign of faith natin. So, ipagpipray natin yan kasi sabi ko nga, this time na meron tayong journey of faith, hindi muna tayo magpipray dito kasi gusto kong tapusin yung program doon sa journey of faith na everyday nagpapakita tayo ng mga powerful na testimony para sa inyo, para ma-inspire kayong bumalik sa ating Panginoon. So please, gusto ko rin na ma-inspire kayo ng testimony ni Jonalyn. And kung bago ka man, pay attention lang sa testimony niya and hopefully meron kang makausap ka ng Diyos sa kanyang testimony. Sa mga gusto pong mag-share, share po natin yung link na ito habang piniplay ko po yung testimony ito.
Night after night, I lay awake, tears flowing until morning. I once believed love meant enduring pain. For years, I stayed with a husband, trapped in a jealousy and addiction to playing cards, cigarettes, alcohol, drugs, and even pigeon racing. When we finally separated, I carried 6 years of emotional wounds with me. The emptiness that followed led me down path I never thought I walked. Desperate for love, I became involved with two married men. These relationships filled moments but deepened my inner void. My financial situation spiraled out of control. Emotional decisions and piled up until I found myself buried under nearly 1 million pesos of debt. The shame was overwhelming. My mother had to send money from the Philippines just so I could make my monthly bank's payment in Hong Kong. The humiliation cut deeper when my husband and former friends exposed my financial struggles on social media. Depression settled over me like a heavy fog. I lost focus at work, causing my ward to complain to my boss. Night after night, I lay awake, tears flowing until morning. Dark thoughts invaded my mind. I even contemplated jumping from a fourth-floor window at my workplace. Only thoughts of my children pulled me back from the edge. For years, I had no place to call my own. After renting for 3 years, I ended up sharing a single room in my parents' house. No investment, no savings, just mounting debts and fading hope. Though I attended the health center for 5 years, something was missing. I realized I had become strong at carrying my problems but weak in my relationship with God. My life had become completely stuck. The campaign of faith became my turning point. I approached it differently this time, not seeking financial breakthroughs, but genuinely desiring spiritual transformation. I finally understood that prayer alone wasn't enough. God was asking my complete surrender. Despite the pandemic, I committed to attending services every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. I prayed more often, sincerely inviting God to fill me with His Spirit. During quiet moments, I immersed myself in spiritual books and the work of God instead of usual distractions. The hardest part was laying everything on the altar. I cut off the wrong relationships. I forgive those who had humiliated me publicly, my husband, those who left their debts in my hands, and myself. I disconnected from friends who pulled me toward my old life. I even deactivated my Facebook account. I also chose to sell a watch given by one of my exes and included the proceeds in my envelope. I also included extra money from selling snacks and even my personal food allowance. Then came to the ultimate test, surrendering the first loan repayment I received from a friend. That money was meant to feed my children, but I choose to obey and trust in God. The moment I stepped down from the altar, I knew I was no longer alone. The peace that filled me that day has remained as constant companion through every challenge since. The changes become internally but soon become visible to everyone around me. The emptiness and depression disappeared completely. Suicidal thoughts vanished. The mental clarity and physical strength returned. Remarkably, my marriage found restoration. My husband secured employment and broke free from all his addictions. And his jealousy that had poisoned our relationship disappeared. We learned to communicate openly about problems and future plans, letting go of past hurts completely. My daughter, who had also battled depression, is now happily married and employed alongside her husband. Both my children, my husband, and even extended family members now attend church together at the UCKG Cubao. Financially, God granted wisdom. Today, I'm debt-free with my own home in the Philippines, plus a rental room providing additional income. I've even invested in residential property. As I continue following God's words, He will write my story day by day. I've discovered the truth of Jesus promised in John chapter 8, verse 12. When we follow Him, we never walk in darkness, but have the light of life guiding every step forward.
Yung testimony ni Jonalyn is isang example sa atin na yung solution talaga sa buhay natin, hindi natin kailangan mag-imbento ng marami. Kailangan lang natin manumbalik sa Diyos. Kapag bumalik tayo sa Diyos ng buong puso, kapag nanumbalik tayo sa Diyos ng buo, asin yung buong pagkatao natin, magkakaroon ng restoration sa panlabas. Pero syempre, uunahin dapat yung sa loob. So, alam ko po binasa natin yung verse 1 ng chapter 2 yesterday. Pero para lang at least malaman natin yung tuloy-tuloy, let's read it all together. Again, sabi dito, hipan ninyo ang trumpeta upang bigyan babala ang mga tao sa Zion, ang banal na bundok ng Panginoon. Lahat kayong nakatira sa Juda, manginig kayo sa takot dahil malapit na ang araw ng paghahatol ng Panginoon. Sunod-sunod na sumalakay ang mga balang na parang apoy. Bago sila dumating, ang lupain ay parang halaman ng Eden. Pero nang masalakay na nila, para na itong disyerto. Wala silang halaman na itinira, parang kabayo ang kanilang anyo at mabilis sila tulad ng mga kabayong pandigma. Next. Ang ingay ng kanilang paglukso sa ibabaw ng bundok ay parang mga karwaheng tumatakbo at parang ingay na nasusunog na dayami. Tulad sila ng makapangyarihang hukbo na handang makipagdigma. Ang mga taong makakakita sa kanila ay namumutla sa takot. Sumasalakay sila at umaakyat ng mga pader na parang mga sundalo. Diretso ang kanilang paglalakad at hindi lumilihis sa kanilang dinaraanan. Hindi sila nagtutulakan kahit masalubong nila ang sandata ng kaaway. Hindi sila naghihiwalay-hiwalay. Sinasalakay nila ang lungsod, inaakyat ang mga pader nito, inaakyat nila ang mga bahay at pumapasok sa mga bintana na parang magnanakaw. Ang lupa ay nayayanig sa harap nila. Ang langit ay nanginginig. Ang araw at ang mga buwan ay nagdidilim. at ang mga bituin ay nawawalan ng kanilang kaningningan. Pinatutunog ng Panginoon ang kanyang tinig sa unahan ng kanyang hukbo, sapagkat ang kanyang hukbo ay napakalaki. Siya na nagsasagawa ng kanyang salita ay makapangyarihan, sapagkat ang araw ng Panginoon ay dakila at nakakakilabot. Sinong makakatagal? So dito po, yung verse na yan na nangyayari sa mundo, hindi po ba mukhang magkapareha sa mundo natin na kinagagalawan ngayon? Ang daming sakuna, ang daming trahedya, ang daming nangyayari. Yung mga bata ngayon, hindi na katulad ng dati. Pero ang pinakatanong, sa lahat ng nababalitaan mo sa TV, sa lahat ng nababalitaan mong babala, halimbawa ngayon, sa babalang pinaparinig ko sa iyo, ayaw mo pa rin bumalik sa Diyos. Akala mo pa rin na normal lahat. Nabalitaan niyo po yung lindol na ang daming pinatay sa Venezuela. Normal lang yun. Ngayon kasi, kung kayo pong nanonood sa akin, medyo may mga edad na kayo. Alam ko po na yung lindol sa panahon nyo ng bata kayo, hindi yan normal. And dati, kapag merong nangyaring ganito, iisa lang yung message, manumbalik sa Diyos. Ngayon, sabay-sabay na yung lindol, pero parang hindi na makarinig yung mga tao. Mga kaibigan, hindi ko kayo tinatakot. Gusto ko lang sana na tingnan mo yung kapaligiran mo at hayaan mo na yung mga nangyayari sa kapaligiran mo magsalita para sa iyo. Yun lang po yung message ko for today. Huwag pong kalimutan mamaya yung ating journey of faith. Bisitahin nyo rin po kami ngayong weekend. Ito po yung ating address. Ito rin po yung ating mga schedule. So paano po mga kaibigan, magkita-kita po tayo sa church at magkita-kita po tayo sa Monday sa ating Midday Boost program.